one of the things that this segment is going to sort of cover is one, inspiration from our guest tonight, and then two, Troy, you're going to love this because this is a part of our dad's cooking corner. So this is a dish, a very easy, simple meal that you can prepare for your kids, and you can just sort of facilitate the experience. It's very fun. It's super simple, and it's called the Wyld and Wise Breakfast Bowl. And there's different variations, much like the acai bowl. You can do different things with it, right? You can add different toppings, or you can, whatever you want to do is sort of the world is your oyster with this thing. But it's it's essentially like a porridge, right? So what we're going to be doing is combining cooked quinoa, oats, chia seeds, and some type of milk alternative. And what's going to happen is that when the chia seeds and the liquid integrate, it's going to make sort of a gelatinous type of porridge. And so you essentially mix all those ingredients together, which we're going to do, and then you put it in this fridge overnight, and then when you wake up, you've got this like really awesome porridge, or soaked oats, as it might also be called, for yourself the next morning.
Cool.
Or it might really only take about 4 to 5 hours too, depending on. But anyway, so this is the Wyld and Wise Breakfast Bowl. And it's also because weather is starting to heat up a little bit. Like hot oatmeal just isn't really my jam, right? I want something a little bit cooler and more fresh tasting, and so this is also in that vein. So the things that you're going to need, the first thing that you're going to want to do, which I've already done, is you're going to want to cook up the quinoa per your package instructions. So it's usually 1 part quinoa, 2 parts liquid, right? So 1 cup of quinoa, 2 cups of liquid. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix about a little bit over a cup of quinoa, and I'm going to put this all in a big kitchen bowl. And then I am going to add my rolled gluten-free oats. About a cup there, maybe a touch more. And then I'm going to add my chia seeds. It's going to be roughly 2 tablespoons. I'm just going to eyeball it. So the more chia seeds you have, the more gelatinous it's going to be. The less chia seeds that you're going to have, it's going to be a little bit more liquidy, but it just kind of depends.
I love chia seeds.
Yes, they're so good.
I love them.
And there's chock full of omega-3s, so they're really good and healthy for you. Then you'll want to have some sort of sweetener. You could do agave, you could do honey, you could do maple syrup. I'm going to do agave tonight. I'm just going to eyeball it here and then taste check it in just a little bit. The other thing I'm doing tonight is you could do this without cacao powder, but I'm going to go ahead and add some cacao powder to make this have a little bit of a chocolatey taste in the end. So I'm going to add some of that. Let's go for a little bit more. I like chocolate. All right. And then final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix sort of these semi-dry ingredients together first before I add my liquid. And Troy, we'll put a recipe up as well for folks so that they know exact measurements for when they're doing this at home with their kids. But essentially what you're going to do next is then add the liquid to the dry ingredients. And then once you're kind of good and mixed up, you want to break down the cacao seeds or the powder. And you can make huge, huge batches of this. This is what I do. I make like a big, big batch, and then I let it sit in my fridge for about a week. And so I just do this like once a week. And I've got myself a pretty healthy, little breakfast treat every morning. If that's my cup of tea. So what's going to happen? So you can kind of see it's very liquidy right now, right? So it sort of looks like pancake batter. Well, that's not what it's going to end up, because the chia seeds in the liquid the chia seeds are going to expand, and it's going to make your, once overnight, it's going to make it look almost gelatinous. You can kind of see how it kind of clumps together. So that's what's going to happen when you put it in the fridge overnight or for about 4 to 5 hours. So once you have that patient process done, we're going to go ahead and mix up our little Wyld and Wise breakfast bowl. So a couple things that I'm going to be using here tonight. I've got some raspberries. If this was summertime, I'd be using, probably raspberries from my dad's garden. Bananas, obviously, I don't know how I could get a banana local in Minnesota, but if I could, I would. And then I have a little bit of granola that I make that I'm also going to throw on top. So first things first, let's get that banana. Oh, we want to actually put the contents of the bowl down to the bottom first. And then I'm going to go ahead and slice up some banana.
Nick, I'll tell you this too. There's a fruit called a pawpaw, which is grown in northern states that actually tastes a little bit like a banana.
No kidding, a pawpaw?
Yep, a pawpaw. It's actually grown in Michigan. I think it might even be able to be grown in Minnesota, but it's said to have tasted like banana, so they call it the Michigan banana.
Wow, I'm gonna have to look this up, Troy. This is mind blowing. This could change. This could change the Voyage Bowl forever. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my bananas here, just kind of right on the side. I know you guys can't see, but let's see if I can get people to see. Not so good at lighting. So let's see here. So I'm going to do my bananas, and then I'm going to do my granola. I think it's a lot like an acai bowl, right?
Yeah, looking pretty close. So you make granola?
What's that? I do make my own, yes. And then I'll just top it with some fresh berries. And what might be really nice here would be some of that coconut chocolate that we were being the decadent style would be really nice here. But you could also do you could top it with some, nice honey. You could also do some bee pollen, I guess, flaxseed, whatever kind of floats your boat. But the idea here is that we want to just kind of throw some fresh fruits on there. And right now you kind of have yourself a very fancy, breakfast bowl that kind of mimics oatmeal, but it's also kind of, I believe, sort of takes it up just a little bit of a notch. So here it is, the Wyld and Wise breakfast bowl. You could obviously, I've done things in the past where I don't add the cocoa powder or the cacao powder. I add some vanilla bean to it and then make like a apple bacon compote to go on top of it. So there's different things that one can do with this that can really do some other variations and do some fun things with. So.